Okay, sir. Let us get started. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sit comfortably in Sukhasan. Welcome to the Pranayama session. We'll start with a short stilling ourselves and then we'll continue the session. Please sit straight with your spine erect. Hands in Chin Mudra. In Chin Mudra, index finger and thumb contact. Other three fingers relaxed, stretched out. Back of the palms on the knees. Spine straight. Back, neck and head in one line. And your eyes gently closed. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax the whole body. Few more times on your own, taking deep breaths and relaxing the body with every exhalation. Now become aware of your body. Notice how your body is feeling as you begin the practice today. Relaxing all the different body parts. Relax your feet, both the feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, the entire leg, both the legs completely relaxed. And become aware of your buttocks, the spine, lower back, middle back, upper back, and the shoulder blades. And become aware of the front side, the pelvis, abdomen, chest, shoulders, and arms. Relax both the arms. Then relax your neck, relax your face, the entire face, and relax the head, top of the head. Now feel the whole body together, from the tips of the toes to the top of the head. The whole body together. The whole body together. Now take your awareness to the sounds that you're hearing from all around. Become conscious of the different sounds coming from all around you. Stay with each sound for a moment. Then move to the next sound which catches your attention. Moving your awareness from sound to sound. Now let go of the sounds and take your awareness to your breathing. Become aware of your natural breath. not altering the breath, not changing the breath in any way, just simply watching how we are breathing now. Watching every inhalation and every exhalation. Trying to notice every aspect of the breath, whether your breath is deep or shallow. Long or short. Notice if the breathing is fast or slow. Is the breath regular or irregular? Complete awareness on all aspects of the breath. Now, as you breathe in, take your awareness to the eyebrows center. Behind the closed eyes, at the center of the eyebrows, visualize a bright and steady lamp flame. With your awareness focused on this flame burning brightly at the center of the eyebrow, we will chant Om 3 times and the Shanti Mantra after that. Inhale deeply for Om chanting. Now repeat the Shanti Mantra after me. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Hands to Namaskara. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Now proceed to do palming. Rub your palms. Generate warmth between the palms. And place your warm palms on your eyes. feeling the warmth and the energy go from the palm to the eyes. Then gently open your eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. All right, great. Cool. So, thank you both for joining in. Uh, have you done yoga before? Do you practice yoga?
Couple of times I tried
Okay.
and it happened yeah, month, couple months,
Okay.
1 or 2 months,
Okay.
but I was not able to do it.
Okay.
But I tried couple of times, couple of months, but yeah,
Okay.
didn't, my body was not so flexible to respond to that asanas.
Okay. You should take lighter yoga. Like you don't have to really do very
No,
intense
both the
yoga to
times I
start with.
requested the instructor because of that. I like to go very slowly.
Ah,
But after a week, yeah, they started
okay.
pushing me. That didn't happen.
Okay. All right. Okay. And do you do any meditation or anything like that? Like chanting?
Meditation, yeah, chanting, I used to do it,
Okay.
but not regularly. So I
Okay.
could not find any the usefulness. I was not able to get the uh, usefulness.
Got it. Okay.
So now I have decided to do.
How about you, sir? Do you practice yoga?
Now, long back, I tried to do that, and it's very not very regular.
Okay.
So now the last 1 week, I started again now.
Oh, very
Getting up
nice.
early, doing some floor exercise, some breathing exercise. It's not that regular, so I wanted to learn more the techniques to see if I can practice it regularly from now on.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. So I hope both of you become very regular with your practice with this as the beginning. Um, so I'll tell you a little bit about what we are going to practice and pranayama in detail also. So if you look at Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, so Patanjali's Yoga Sutra is one of the most basic yoga books. He talks about all of yoga. It's rather than basic, it's the most fundamental yoga book. And there he talks about yoga itself has 8 steps. There is Ashtanga yoga, Ashtangas of yoga. There are 8 parts to yoga, right? Each of these parts are important, and ultimate culmination of yoga is attainment of union with the divine, like where you are completely connected to the God, so much so that you are God and you start experiencing and feeling that, right? So the 8 steps are: first is yama and niyama. So yama and niyama are virtues, disciplines, moral aspects that you cultivate. Like it is like brahmacharya, like asteya, not stealing, not coveting anything, satya, being honest. Also things like shaucha, being clean, santosha, being happy, ishvara pranitana, having an aspect of surrender to the divine. So there are four steps in yama and about 5 steps in niyama, and these are about cultivating morality. First step to yoga is to become a nice person. So you have to start being kind, you have to start being honest, first to the world around, also to yourself, importantly. So that's how yoga starts. Once you are feel that you are virtuous enough, then you start the other steps. Then is the first step of asana. Asana is working on your body. First step is to keep your physical body active, functioning, for you to do any kind of evolution, whether you want to evolve in like learning physics or like doing running better, doing yoga better, or like anything. First, your body should be functioning well. And the whole aspect of what asanas do is they enable the pranic body, the energy body, to start flowing more freely. Your whole body starts functioning better. Like all the pranas are, all the asanas are in effect mudras, are postures that you hold. And when you hold the body in certain postures, the energy channels are diverted in a particular way. Energy channels are cleansed, certain joints are activated. So, in effect, the whole of asana practice is to activate and energize the body. to make the body function in the best way possible. Right? Once you cross asana, then comes the step of pranayama. Pranayama literally means to expand your energy. It also means to expand your breath. So the word pranayama comes from two words, prana and ayama. Right? Prana can denote two things again. Prana can denote your breath. Prana also denotes your life force, your prana within, like the essential, like they will say, like when you die, they will say prana hogbitade. Like prana is your inner life force, right? And so prana defines both the breath and the life force. And the clue is here. Breath is the clue to the life force. If you work on your breath, your life force is expanded. So pranayama is to work on expanding your breath. And as you expand your breath, your life force, your inner energy also expands. So yes, that is pranayama. Another meaning of pranayama is yama means control. Like when we talked about yamas and niyamas, right? Like yama means control. And pranayama means control of breath also. So literally you are working on practices to control the breath, to expand the breath, and using the breath as your channel to expand your life force in the body. That is pranayama. Right? So this is the fourth step in Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. So yama and niyama, moral virtues which you cultivate. Asana, work on the physical body. Then you do pranayama, work on the breath and the energy body. Then you have dharana, which is concentration, focused attention on a single object. Then there is dhyana, meditation. And then comes the ultimate epitome of samadhi. Oh, there's one more step at it. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara is one step. Then comes dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. I'll tell a little bit about pratyahara also. It's a very useful step. Pratyahara means withdrawal of senses. Okay. Matlab, ahara means food. All our sense organs continuously get inputs from all over the world. Right? Your eyes are continuously seeing colors, patterns, different objects, different people, different things. Ears constantly hearing. Tongue also constantly tasting something. Nose smelling. Your skin touching something, always and experiencing senses. So there is continuous ahara to your sense inputs. And continuous input to the senses means there is continuous input to the mind. The mind is never stopping there, right? The mind always has one or the other sense input, and the mind itself is also in its constant thinking process, right? So, Pratyahara step is to withdraw the senses. So, you withdraw your sense input of eyes. You you are doing it in a not in a forced way necessarily. You're doing it in a voluntary way as a practice, as a sadhana to cultivate awareness of the mind. Because when you withdraw all the sense inputs from the mind, is when the mind can start acting on its own. Otherwise, the mind is always moving based on wherever the sense inputs and its desires are taking. So yeah, so those are the 8 steps. And pranayama is a very important step in these 8 steps, which is kind of not really given enough attention, I feel. Because the way yoga is today, asanas are given a lot of attention. So whenever we go to a yoga class, the first thing we work on is asanas, and and, and we mostly work on it for years together, right? Pranayama is a small component of every class, like probably for 5 minutes or so. Yamas and niyamas, we don't talk about it all. In fact, that's the first very step of yoga. If you're not a morally virtuous person, whatever you do in terms of the asana, pranayama, you won't be able to meditate, because the meditation will come only when you cultivate virtues within you. If you are a wiseful person, you're always going to be thinking about ye wise kare, wo wise kare. Am I? You're wanting something. You want to accumulate wealth or whatever it is, right? So if you have to start becoming virtuous first. The first step of yoga is to become a clean, virtuous person, morally righteous person. Then you work on the different steps. Then, as I said, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, ultimate outcome of yoga is samadhi. Right? Cool. So those are the 8 steps, and that's where pranayama fits in the whole schema. And pranayama is actually very important because it's the one activity which we do 24/7. Like um, the breath is, it's not a moment when we don't take a breath, right? So we breathe about 25,000 times every day. Did you know that? Do you even realize that? When this information hit me, like I was also quite amazed. I was like 25,000 times we breathe in a day. Like in a minute, approximately 15 times we breathe, and most of us breathe less, more. Like we breathe about 18, 20 times because all our breath is usually nowadays it's shallow and it's fast because we don't do a lot of physical labor. If we were doing farm labor work, if we were doing hunter gatherer work, like generally going outside and doing physical work, your breath will become slower and longer. The kind of work that we do, we don't take full deep breaths. Most of the time, we're taking shallow breaths and we're taking fast breaths. We need to change from shallow, fast breathing to deep, slow breathing. That's an important change which we have to bring in ourselves, right? And that will come from many aspects. The first thing which it will come with is awareness of the breath. So the breath is one of the only important body functions which you can do both consciously and unconsciously. Like every other function, whether it is digestion or like heart pumping, circulation, everything happens autonomously. You are not in control of anything which is happening there. But the breath is one thing which happens 24/7, 365 days, doesn't stop for a moment. But at any moment, it works autonomously, and you can immediately take control of the breath and start manipulating the breath as well. So, the breath is one of the key activities which allows you both control and autonomousness. And how it works is when you are working on, when the breath is automatic, right? The operating region of the brain which is working on the breath is your medulla oblongata, which is at the base of the brain, which is responsible for a lot of the primal instincts, hunger, thirst, sexual urge. All of this comes from, like, all your animal instincts come from medulla oblongata. It's an old part of the brain which is developed in almost all the animals. Whereas when you take and start doing conscious breathing, the control of the breath comes to the cerebral cortex, which is more on the front side of the brain, right? So, and when you take control to the cerebral cortex, automatically your emotions start becoming softer. You start becoming less agitated. You start becoming calmer. The moment you take your control of the breath, automatically the system becomes calm. The parasympathetic nervous system is activated. So you also start observing this. Like you see how your mood is related to the breath. You might, and this once you start thinking about it, you will know. Like when you're angry, right? Your breathing is fast. Your breathing is rapid, right? When you are sad, for instance, your breathing is like kind of you lose it. You might go out of breath when you're crying, when you're in grief, etc. Right? When you're calm, you will see that your breath is also calm. Like when you're in a perfect state of calm, when you're going and sitting by a lake and like seeing nature, etc., your mind is calm, your breath is also calm. So the breath, the mind and its emotions control the breath, have an effect on the breath. Similarly, the breath controls the mind as well. So if you're feeling, let's say, anxious, you work on the breath and you calm the breath. And the moment you make the breath a rhythmic, long, slow, deep breathing, that translates to calmness of the mind as well. So that's why the breath is key. The breath is the only activity which works both consciously and cautiously. You're doing it 25,000 times every day. Most of the times your breath is unconscious. Right? Hardly a few breaths we are aware of. Right? And the moment you move to awareness on the breath becomes better. What is better? Slower, deeper, longer breaths is better for the breathing. Now, why is that better? Simple thing. The lung has a volume of 5 liters. That's the volume of average volume of a person's lung is 5 liters.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole air, yes. The whole both. There are two lobes to the lungs, left lobe and right lobe. In the left side, there are two sacs. There is space there on the left. On the right, there are three sacs to the lungs. Okay. So the air which goes from the nostril goes behind the nose, down the throat, through the voice box, through the larynx, down the trachea. Then it splits into two. One side goes to the left side, one goes to the right side, the bronchioles. Then they split further like a tree branch, and there are and smaller tree branch, and finally, like the leaves of the tree, there are like air sacs. These are called alveoles. So when you breathe in, the air sacs literally expand. There are capillaries, blood capillaries around the air sacs. And when you breathe in, the oxygenated blood goes through osmosis from the air sac to the blood, right? And the carbon dioxide comes because the blood has higher concentration of carbon dioxide, the air has lower concentration. From that side, the carbon dioxide comes this side. So that is what literally happens in your. So every breath when you take, when your lungs are full, the blood capillaries are getting oxygenated. This oxygenated blood goes to the heart and then is pumped out to the whole body. So every breath, this is happening. Every breath, you're going in, filling the air sacs, oxygenation, then pumping out to the rest of the body. Now, when you do shallow breaths, right? Shallow breaths, you're hardly doing half a liter or lesser of it. Like our normal breathing, where you are just sitting at home and like sitting on the computer or the phone and distracted with many things and then doing our breath, we are doing half a liter or less. When you take a full deep breath, like what you just did, Parthasarthi ji, when you take a full deep breath and come, you're almost doing 2.5, 3 liters. Okay. When you take a full yogic breath, we will practice this practice called yogic breath. You're almost doing 4 liters. There is some amount of air which remains in the lungs even if you expel it completely. Like that's called residual air, right? And so that will remain. But in your normal breathing, what happens is there are pockets of air, the alveoles, these air sacs, and in them, because you're not taking deep breath, there is always residual air which is like stale air which remains. When you take a full deep exhalation, expel the air out, is when the lungs get empty. And when you take a full deep breath, taking the lungs to maximum capacity, is when everything gets and the oxygenation happens. So when you make the breath longer, slower, and deeper, your automatically lungs are getting fuller, and your body is going to oxygenation level of the body. If you're doing shallow breathing to deeper breathing, there is almost 2 times increase in oxygen. So your energy levels will just go higher if you start taking longer and deeper breaths. And imagine if you do this all day with awareness, if you can make the breath longer and deeper, then your energy levels will shoot up. Like it's very plain, understandable. More oxygen in the blood, more energy for you to expend. Right? So that's the thing about pranayama. And pranayama, while we're talking from a very physiological perspective. There is also energy body perspective. Like prana also refers to the energy body, the life force in the body. Now this can't be seen. You cannot, like, it's not like the heart, it's not like the blood capillaries. So this energy body flows through the body as nadis. So nadis are channels in which this energy flows. Again, cannot be seen, right? So the ancient rishis literally try to understand ourselves, the body, the mind, the breath. and they realize the breath is clue to many things. The breath is a key to many things. So, and they found manipulations in the breath, ways to alter the breath, ways to breathe differently, which alters different aspects of your mind and your overall energy level. And all these practices are literally what is traditional pranayama practices. Okay.
A lot of information.
A lot of information, yes, that's true. And a lot of this information fascinated me, which is why I'm also telling you. Like these, like the breath is like it's not breath is not new, right? To none of us, breath is new because from the time we are born till we die, we are going to breathe, and every moment we know we are breathing, right? But how much of it is like with awareness? How much we breathe and how the breath can impact a lot of our bodily functions is just fascinating.
We know, but we won't realize the beauty of that awareness and doing the
Yeah.
things. Right? A lot of information is flowing around, and we have virtual world Google, but we know, we see, but we won't practice.
True. 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 Um, I want. I'm going to repeat this again at the end of this workshop. I want us all to practice this one small thing. It is simple practice of breath awareness. Anytime during the day, just close your eyes and like watch your breath 5 rounds. See how whether you can watch the 5 rounds because the mind is a very fickle thing. You ask it to focus on the breath, it'll and then it'll run away to something. Then you have to bring it back to the breath and try doing that. Because as you do this, the moment you bring the breath becomes slower. You will notice that. The moment you bring awareness to the breath, you become aware. You become more aware of the present and the now, right? And that transforms you. And so yoga is not just like whether it's pranayama or whatever. Like it's not something which you just practice in the mat and finish. It's something which you have to like that awareness should be carried to every moment. And the breath is the key there. Again, the secret to this whole thing. So anytime during the day, please take this as a task for yourself. Just close your eyes, watch your breath 5 minutes, then come back to your regular whatever task you do. All right.
In any position, there is no
Any
absolute
position. In fact, the best position to watch the breath is lying down in shavasana.
Oh.
Like when you lie down and you see, you can observe the breath more. Like today, also we'll be doing practices in shavasana. If you're doing seated, please sit with your spine straight and spine straight because the whole pranayama happens where your nadis are opened up and the most important nadis are flowing through the spine, the Ida and the Pingala Nadi, which start from the base of the spine to the crown here. So now, if you slouch yourself and you're doing any kind of yoga and pranayama, you're literally obstructing the flow, right? Like having a straight spine is one of the necessary prerequisites of pranayama and an outcome of the asana practice again. Like asanas will help you straighten the spine, will help you strengthen the spine. So yeah, so keep your spine straight during the practice. So when you're practicing on your own pranayama, best is to do pranayama after the asana practice because with asanas your body is invigorated, there is energy flow happening, and then you start working on your breath to channelize the flow in a way, right? So we will also be starting with some asanas now. We'll do some basic asanas which will get ourselves moving, and then we will proceed to breathing practice. Okay, so let's get started. We'll start with simple Purna Titli asana. Please bring your feet together.
Sit down.
Yeah,
it gives energy, right?
yes,
It gives energy.
yes. Uh, the asanas will expand your body also, will get you to like move and bring mobility to your body. And opens up like so. Like think of it as energy flowing. Now you are activating your legs literally. So when you're doing Purna Titli Asana, you are activating your legs. We'll do similar thing one for hands. Okay, bring your legs together. Keep your spine straight. Interlock your hands around the legs and start flapping your thighs up and down like the wings of a butterfly. Shoulders relaxed. Increase the intensity as you go along, flapping your legs higher and faster, taking the knees closer to the ground. And slowing down and coming to a stop. Bring your legs together, hug your knees, then stretch the legs out. Take a moment, relaxing both the legs. Notice how the legs are feeling. Now we'll do a practice for the hands. Please come cross-legged. Stretch your hands in front of you, fingers to the shoulders, elbows together. We'll do shoulder rotations, Kanda Chakra. 1, elbows to the ears, behind, down, and forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with breath awareness, inhale as you take your hands back. Exhale coming forward. Inhale, exhale. 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10. Now opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With breath awareness, inhale as you expand your chest. Exhale coming forward. 8, 9, 10. And stretch your hands. Rotate your hands above the shoulders and relax. Close your eyes. Notice how both the shoulders and the arms are feeling. Activating prana through both the arms and both the legs. Now we will do neck rotation. We'll do neck forward backward movement. Simpler. Take your chin to chest. Now as you inhale, lift your head up, chest up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. 4, 4, 5, 5. Then relax. Notice how the neck is feeling. Now we'll do a practice for the spine. We'll do Marjari Asana. Please come force, palms below the shoulders, in line with the palms, back horizontal like a tabletop. Then let's begin. Inhale, lift your head up, protrude your buttocks, arch your back, forming a curve with the back. Exhale, chin to chest, bending the back. Inhale, up and arch your back, forming a U. Exhale, chin to chest, curving the back. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, feeling every vertebrae stretch. Exhale. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, and 8, 8. Then relax. Go to Shashankasana, child pose, buttocks on the heels, forearms stretched on the floor, and forehead on the floor. Relax and take deep breaths here. And inhale, raise your hands up. Exhale, hands on the thighs, and come up standing. We'll do 2 sets of asanas standing. First, we'll do a practice called TTK, Tadasana, Tiryak Tadasana, and Kati Chakrasana. Bring your feet together. Interlock your hands, palms facing out, and place the back of the palm on top of the head. Fix your gaze at a point in front of you. Now, as you inhale, stretch your arms up, raise the heels, whole body going up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 3, up. 3, down. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, and 8, 8. Then release the hands and relax. Next, we'll do Tiryak Tadasana. Spread the legs wide, more than shoulder width apart. Interlock your hands, elbows straight. Inhale, center. Exhale, bending to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. 4, 4, 4, 4. 5, 5, 5, 5. 6, 6, 6, 6. 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8. Release the hands and relax. Come at ease. Notice how you're feeling after Tiryak Tadasana. Next we'll do Kati Chakrasana. Keep your legs shoulder width apart. Hands stretched. Inhale, center. Exhale. Watch me do this first. One arm to the shoulder, other wrapped around the waist, and look behind. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Center, right. Look behind. Yes. Center, left.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yeah. And look behind. Yes. Perfect.
Inhale center and
Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Let's do this together. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Center, right. Center, left. Now slowly make the movement dynamic, continuous movements, swinging right and left. Make sure you're looking behind every round, feeling the twist of the spine. The important thing about this asana is to twist the spine. Now slowing down and coming to a stop. Take a moment, close your eyes. Try to be still. Notice how you're feeling and how you're breathing. And now please come lying down in Shavasana. Please lie down in Shavasana. Keep your head facing this side. Uh, Parthsarthi sir, please lie down in Shavasana.
palms has to be below or open.
Yeah, so keep your legs stretched out, shoulder width apart, feet flop to the sides, hands away from the body, palms facing up. Whole body in one straight line and your eyes gently closed. Notice how you're breathing now and letting yourself take longer and deeper breaths. Slowly letting the breath come to normal. Become aware of your body, relaxing the whole body, your legs, both the arms, the trunk, the backside, buttocks, whole spine, front side, abdomen, chest. Relax your face and the head. top of the head. Relax the whole body from the tips of the toes to the top of the head. The whole body. Now take your awareness to your breathing. Becoming aware of your natural breath. Not altering the breath, simply of your breathing now. Noticing every inhalation and every exhalation. We'll now take our awareness through all the different body parts involved in the flowing of the breath. First, take your awareness to your nostrils. Become aware of the flow of the breath through the nostrils as you breathe in and out. Noticing how the air feels on the skin in the inside of the nostrils. The air you breathe in is slightly cool, and the air you breathe out feels slightly warm on the nostrils. Become aware of this feeling, how the flow of the air has a feeling on the skin on the inside of the nostrils. Now take your awareness to your throat, to the back of the throat. Notice the flow of the air through the throat as you breathe in and out. A gentle, small hiss that only you can hear as the breath flows in and out through the throat. Then take your awareness down the windpipe into the two lungs. Notice how, as you breathe in, the lungs expand, the rib cage expands, filling the lungs with air. As you exhale, the contraction of the rib cage and the contraction of the lungs as you breathe out. Become aware of this thoracic movement of the ribs, movement of the lungs. Feel the expansion and contraction with every breath. And take your awareness to your diaphragm, the thin tissue below the lungs, between the lungs and the abdominal region. Notice how this diaphragm moves up and down with every breath. As you inhale, the diaphragm moves down, pushing the abdomen out and creating more space for the lungs to expand. As you breathe out, the diaphragm moves up, collapsing into the lungs. Inhale, diaphragm moves out, expanding. Exhale, diaphragm moves up. Feel this movement of the diaphragm with every breath. Keep your awareness on this movement. The up and down movement of the diaphragm as you breathe in and out. Then take your awareness to your abdomen. Notice how, as you breathe in, the abdomen expands out, gets pushed out. And as you breathe out, the contraction of the abdomen going towards the spine. Be aware of this abdominal movement, the rise and fall of the navel with every breath. Now, becoming aware of all these movements together, the abdomen, the diaphragm, extraction of the lungs, the ribs, flowing of the air through the windpipe, up the nostrils, and out through the nose. Watching every breath from the nostrils to the filling of the lungs and the exhale through the nostrils. Complete awareness on every aspect of your breath. Now, let go of this. Come back to normal breathing. Become aware of your body. Become aware of the space you're lying down in. Start moving your body parts. Move your hands, move your legs. Turn your head from side to side. Give yourself a nice good stretch, raising the arms above the head, like Tadasana. And then turning to one side and coming up seated. Feeling all right? Please sit straight. Very good. Hands in chin mudra again. And your eyes gently closed. Back, neck, and head in one line. abdomen relaxed, shoulders relaxed, and the face relaxed. Become aware of your posture, your legs in contact with the floor in Sukhasana, the comfortable pose, the buttocks firmly in contact with the ground, and the spine emerging from the buttocks all the way to the top of the head in one straight line. Notice how you're breathing now. Keep your awareness focused on the breath throughout the practice. Not a single breath happens without your awareness. With awareness, watching every inhalation and every exhalation throughout the pranayama practice. Now, gradually making your breath longer, slower, and deeper. Rhythmic breathing in and out, long, slow, and deep breaths. Notice the length of each inhalation and each exhalation. Trying to make the inhalation and exhalation in equal length. Length of inhalation equals the length of exhalation. Breathing in the same rhythm throughout. Now gradually become aware of the pause at the peak of inhalation. Hold the pause for a split second. And after the exhalation, after you exhale completely, hold the pause again for a second. Inhale fully, hold, exhale completely, hold out. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold out. Continue on your own. Gradually making the holds longer. Four components of the breath equal in length now. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold out. Inhale and continue. Keeping all four components of the breath as equal as you can. You can reduce the length of the breath, but keep all four equal and the breathing relaxed. This practice is called Samavritti Pranayama. In English, it's called box breathing. Imagine with every breath, you're going up the sides of the box. As you inhale, you climb up. Hold the breath on the horizontal. Exhale down and hold the breath out on the horizon. All four components of the breath equal in length. Now, coming out of this practice, come back to normal breathing. And become aware of your body. Relax your body. Relax your breathing. Then externalizing yourself, gently open your eyes. All right. How was this practice? Samavritti Pranayama. Could you hold the breath comfortably?
Yeah, he was able to hold the breath in
Can I ask you a
fun.
question?
Okay, one second. Yes, Parthasarthi ji.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So while you're breathing, so should we open the chest and breathe, or we just bring our abdomen back and have one?
So that's actually the next topic we're going to talk about. So there are three aspects to your breathing. One is abdominal breathing, where you're moving abdomen up and down. That comes from the diaphragm actually. The diaphragm is pushing the abdomen out, which is why the abdomen expands and contracts. Then there is the chest, the rib cage, which expands and contracts. Then there is another thing where you take a full deep breath, your collarbones also expand, where there's an expansion at the collarbones as well. So if you ask me how should we breathe, we should ideally breathe using all three components. So a full deep breath is like a wave. Expand abdomen, expand chest, expand collarbones. That's the full of the wave. Then exhale, relax collarbones, relax your chest, relax your abdomen. Now, one of the things which we miss out in our normal day to day breathing is the abdominal breath. Just focusing on abdominal breath will transform everything because chest breathing requires effort. Like we normally do chest breathing more so because anxiety leads to chest breathing, any kind of stress leads to more chest breathing. Okay, chest breathing is not necessarily good for the heart, whereas abdominal breathing, which is basically moving the diaphragm, that is the least effort maximum volume breath, because just pushing the diaphragm out and expanding the abdomen creates a vacuum here, creates more space for the lungs. The lungs don't have a choice but to expand, right? And exhale, just move the diaphragm up, that will expel the air more completely out of the lungs. So the diaphragmatic movement, and with that abdominal movement with the breath, this is the core first and most important practice that we need to do.
Something like
Yes. Yeah. When you inhale, expand abdomen. No, no, no. Again, you're doing wrong.
no,
Inhale, expand abdomen. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. You can take your hands on your abdomen and feel it. Exhale, contract.
yeah, I got
Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. We'll do that. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Continue. Then relax. Now the same thing we'll also observe chest. Okay. So take your hands on your chest. Bring your hand. Take your fingers into the armpit, and you can take your tips of the fingers touching the chest or touching each other at the chest. Now, as you inhale, expand your chest.
exactly above the nipple.
Yeah. And feel the expansion of your hands, the chest expanding. And exhale, the chest contracts, the fingers come closer together. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale together. 3 more rounds. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last round on your own. Then release the hands and relax. Third is clavicular breathing. Full expand, cross, touch the shoulder blades on both sides. Now you take a full deep breath. Expand the chest and the collarbones also with it. Then exhale completely. Continue 4 more rounds. Full deep breath, expanding the chest and going beyond the chest, expanding the collarbones as well. Then relax. All right. Are your legs fine? Do you need a little stretching?
Mine is
You can do a little bit. Stretch your legs out. Relax both the legs. Do few simple practices. Just move your toes up and down. Inhale, stretch your toes. Exhale, bend your toes. Inhale, expand your toes. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now for the entire feet. Bend both the feet forward. Inhale, bend backward towards you. Exhale, forward. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Two more rounds. And relax. Rotating the feet once or twice. Opposite direction. And relax. Now cross your legs. We do the same practice for the hands. Fingers. Stretch your hands. Inhale, spread your fingers wide. Exhale, tight fist. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, fist, thumb inside. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Then for the wrist, form a loose fist with the wrist. Rotate your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then relax. Now we're going to do some hand movements to understand these three breaths: abdominal, chest, and clavicular. Okay? So simple practice. Taking your hands in front of you on the floor. Now as you inhale, expand the abdomen. Focus is on expanding the abdomen as you raise your hands up. Exhale, coming down. Okay, we do this together. Manali ji, I hope you're also practicing with us. Your video is not on, so I don't know. Let's begin. Inhale, raise your hands, expand the abdomen, full deep breath. Oh, thank you. Exhale, down. Focus is on movement of the abdomen. Inhale, up. Full deep breath. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure the abdomen is moving in and out. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to hold the breath. Inhale, up and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale down and relax. Now we'll do the practice for chest breathing. Hands on both the sides, touching the floor on the sides. Now as you inhale, raise your hands, full expansion of the chest. Exhale down. We'll do this together. Inhale up, full expanding of the chest. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we'll hold the breath. Inhale and up. And hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale down. And relax. Now for clavicular breathing, expanding the collarbones. Bring your hands together in front. Now as you inhale, spread your hands wide, expanding the chest and the collarbones. Exhale, come together. Inhale, spreading wide. Exhale, together. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now we're going to hold the breath. Inhale and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, come together. And release the hands. So what we did was abdominal breathing, chest breathing, and clavicular breathing. Now we're going to do a practice called yogic breathing. So in yogic breathing, we'll take a full deep breath. Include all these steps. Inhale, expand abdomen, expand chest, expand collarbones, full maximum capacity your lungs can go to. Pull the breath there, then exhale completely. All right, we'll do 5 rounds together. Take your hands in Chin Mudra. Close your eyes. Normal breathing. Now let's begin yogic breaths. Inhale, expand abdomen, expand chest, expand collarbones, taking the lungs to maximum capacity. Then exhale completely. Inhale fully. Hold the breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, expand abdomen, chest, collarbones, full capacity of the lungs. Hold. Then exhale completely. Emptying the lungs as you exhale. 2 more rounds. Continue on your own. And once you're done, come back to normal breathing and relax your awareness. Notice how you're feeling after all this deep breathing practices. Then gently open your eyes. So there are 4 components of the breath. With every breath, by now you are very much aware. Like there is inhalation, which is called Rechaka in Sanskrit. There is holding the breath, internal holding the breath, which is called Antarkumbhaka. Then there is exhalation, Puraka. Then there is external holding the breath. There is Bahir Kumbhaka. Every breath, these 4 components continue. Usually, we don't hold the breath for long. There's a split second where the inhalation stops, it's suspended for a moment, then exhalation happens, then exhalation is suspended for a moment, then inhalation. One important thing I want you all to notice here is this thing called kumbhaka, the retention, right? The next time you feel the retention, notice how your mind is feeling. Because when you're breathing, right, there is continuous motion in the body, continuous movement. So the mind also reacts to this movement, and the mind is also continuously moving. When the breath is full, even if it is for a moment, right, or when the breath is empty, notice how the mind is next time. Because the mind goes calm. When your breath is full, when there is no movement in the body, the mind is at a state of complete stillness. So try to observe this. When your breath is full, notice how the mind is. When the breath is empty, notice how the mind is. When the breath is flowing, notice how the mind is. It's for you to observe and see how your mind is reacting to the breath. Okay? So now we'll go to this practice called Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Yes.
You need to say that when I inhale, I will stop the breathing.
Yeah.
So that time I need to observe the
Yes.
mind.
So, like we did Samavritti Pranayam, right?
Yeah,
Where all four components of the breath are equal. Do the same practice, and while doing the practice, notice how your mind is. Inhale, hold,
the breath for the same time.
all four same
Same
time.
time.
Exhale and hold. And notice how the mind is in each of these steps.
Yeah.
Okay? And you can simply see.
Yeah. And one more thing is, if we they say if we hold the breath more, then the life will be more, something like that.
So this is something which I wanted to talk about. Then I thought too much theory we have talked about, so let us
Yeah.
not. So
So is there any advantage in daily life if you hold the breath
it's
more?
not holding the breath, it is about slowing the breath. So the speed of the breath is directly proportional to the life of the animal. So, and you can see this across animals. Like a dog breathes so much faster than the human. And dogs live for 12, 15 years, right? Turtles have very slow breaths. They live much longer than humans. They live 400, 500 years. Elephants, they live 100 odd years. Slower breath, right? So the pace of the breath determines how long you live. In fact, it is said in yogic philosophy that every breath has a certain number of breaths. If you breathe fast, you finish those breaths fast. If you breathe slow, you finish those breaths slow. So and that is why we should. So when we take longer, slower, and deeper breaths, right, your mind becomes calm. All the body parts, the entire physiology becomes better. When you are doing shallow, slow breaths, your body thinks you are anxious. Body thinks you are in stress. So all the stress hormones and all the stress reactions are coming in the body. Whereas if you shift to slow, long, deep breathing, your body feels it is calm. And the body will act like it is calm, and hence your life is longer. So slow, long, deep breaths, you live longer. Holding the breath, you should not do if you have blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, you should not hold the breath because you're creating extra pressure on your overall system. That's the only caveat on this holding the breath part. Otherwise, holding the breath, keep making like when you're observing the breath, we talked about that, right? Just watch your breath 5 times. In the beginning, just watch your breath. As you go along, try to make it Samavritti Pranayam. 5 rounds of Samavritti Pranayam try to do, right? So this whole Samavritti Pranayam is called box breathing. It's a very calming pranayam. When the mind sees that you are doing this inhale, hold, exhale, hold, the mind starts becoming calmer and more relaxed. So again, a very good solution if you're feeling anxious or anything. That box breathing.
Here, one more question is in swimming, right? We hold the breath, right? So if we practice this more, then it will be easy.
Yes,
For,
you can.
yeah.
Pranayama helps in swimming better. Pranayama helps in like playing music instruments better. If you're playing wind instruments like flute and stuff, uh, you can sing better. Pranayama helps you
Yeah.
to sing better because you can hold your raga for longer. You can hold the breath for longer. So yeah, all those benefits are there. Okay, now we'll proceed to Nadi Shodhana Pranayam. So we talked about nadis. Nadis are basically channels through which the prana is flowing through the body. Okay. So now in this Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, it's the most fundamental pranayam which all the scriptures talk about. And all the Vedas talk about, when they talk about pranayam, Nadi Shodhan is the main pranayam the yogic texts talk about. It is such an important pranayam that in India, almost all castes were asked to do Sandhya Vandanam 3 times a day, like morning, afternoon, and evening. All of them were asked to do basic pranayam and chanting of the Gayatri mantra. The pranayam is a very, very powerful practice, Nadi Shodhan pranayam. It calms the mind, it balances the mind, it balances the prana, the energy body, and it invigorates. And so this is a very, very core of all the pranayama practices. All right. So the simple Nadi Shodhan pranayam is alternate nostril breathing. Okay. So one again theoretical fact, but which is again very surprising, is that you don't breathe through both the nostrils through the day. At any time in the day, only one side of your nostril is more dominant. Even now, you can just take your hand there, try to observe which side is dominant. For me, the right is dominant.
We also write it to dominant because there is a physical
Little.
sinus set is there. So
Okay.
left side some
Okay.
diversion is there actually.
Okay.
So otherwise it's kind of right side is more.
Okay. For you both, which side? Okay. Parthasarthi, right? And Manali?
Right.
Okay, got it. And Manali, left or right?
Right side.
Right. Okay. Very good. So, so the about nadis, right? So there is the Ida and Pingala nadi. So they start at the base of the below the reproductive organ. It's called the Muladhara chakra, and it goes like spiral. So there's the Ida which starts from the left, Pingala which comes from the right. They merge at every chakra point. So you would have heard of 7 chakras, right? So yeah, so they merge at Swadhisthana chakra above the reproductive organ. Then they merge again at Manipura at the navel. Then Anahata at the chest. Then Vishuddhi at the heart, at the throat. Then at the Agnya chakra, eyebrow center. Then Sahasrara, the crown of the head. Now your left side is dominant, means the Ida Nadi is more dominant. The right side is dominant, the Pingala Nadi is dominant. And this dominance changes every 1.5 hours. Check again after 1.5 hours, you will feel like if you all are saying right is more dominant, left will be more dominant. Okay. And during the transition points, there is a brief time where both are dominant. That is the best time for you to meditate. When the right is dominant, it's best time for you to do any action. Okay. Any real like काम करना है, physical work करना है, anything like that. When your right is dominant, it is ideal. When your left is dominant, creative work, you'll also feel lazy, you'll want to rest. That all happens when the left is dominant. So observe how the nostril is through the day. This is quite magical, how it changes sides and how your mood and what you want to do also changes. When your Pingala is dominant, you are active. When your Ida is dominant, you are passive. You will see it. So the whole Nadi Shodhan Pranayam works on these nadis, works on these energy channels and cleans up the energy channels. So how we do it, it's very simple. So first step to Nadi Shodhan, we'll observe the breath through both the nostrils first. Okay. So the hand gesture which we hold, there are 2 hand gestures which we can hold. The ideal one is Nasagra Mudra, where the index finger and the middle finger, these 2 fingers are at eyebrow center. The thumb is used to open and close the right nostril, and the ring finger is used to open and close the left nostril. Correct. Now what we'll do is, we'll first close the right nostril, we'll breathe through the left 5 times and get familiar with the breathing through one nostril. Okay? And then we'll breathe through the right 5 times. That will be the first thing we'll do. We'll do this 2 rounds. Okay? Take your hands to Nasagra Mudra, index and middle,
above this,
exactly at eyebrow center. Thumb for the right nostril. With the thumb, you can close the right nostril. Keep your spine straight. Left hand in Chin Mudra. Eyes gently closed. And breathe through the left nostril alone 5 rounds. 5 long, deep breaths. Inhalation and exhalation equal in length. You don't have to hold your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more rounds. Continue. Once you're done, leave the hands down. Breathe through both the nostrils. Relax breathing. Now we'll hold Nasagra Mudra again and block the left nostril with the ring finger. Leave the thumb open and breathe in and out through the right nostril 5 rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. And relax. Now we'll do 1 more round. Same. First through the breathing through the left, blocking the right. 5 rounds.
also become
Best is to do with the right hand. Continuously without dropping the hand. Continue the left as well. Blocking the left and breathing on the right nostril. 5 rounds. Once you're done, relax. Lower the hand and go back to Chin Mudra. Now we are going to do alternate nostril. Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Nostril open. Right. Block the left. Exhale down the right. Then inhale right. Exhale left. Alright. Let's get ready. Same Nasagra Mudra. Index finger, middle finger at eyebrow center. Thumb for the right nostril, for the left nostril. Leave both the nostrils open. Take a deep breath in and out. And let's begin. Close the right. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Toes the left. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left and continue on your own. Keeping the breathing easy and relaxed. No strain in the breath anywhere. Keep your the mind is distracted. Bring it gently back to the. Make this the last round. As you exhale down the left, release the hands. Go back to chin. Keep your eyes closed. Notice how you're breathing, how you're feeling after Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Then gently open your eyes. So Nadi Shodhana Pranayama, practice in this ratio what we just did. 1:1 ratio for a while, for like many weeks At least for 3 months, you should practice in this simple ratio. Once you do that, then you add holds, like how we did in Samavritti. First, you do inhalation, hold the breath, exhalation. Inhalation, hold the breath, exhalation. No external hold, just the internal hold. 1:1:1 ratio. Practice this for 2 months. Then you add the external hold. Inhalation, hold, exhalation, hold. Then inhale again through the right, hold, exhale left, hold. That is the evolution.
External only both in like
No, no, external, inner hold is, this is inner hold. This is external hold.
oh, okay, external. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to close the nostrils at inhale or exhale.
Did it in some.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So external hold is empty the lungs, hold out. Internal hold is full the lungs, hold out. Right? So now Nadi Shodhan, how you'll do is inhale, hold, exhale, hold out. Then inhale, hold, exhale, hold out. All right?
Timing if we start doing now as a beginner.
Best is you do 10 minutes every day.
As a beginner,
Increase the 10 minutes to 15 to 20. Maximum half an hour is enough.
as it's a beginner, it might stress us. So 5 minutes and
Yeah.
take a 1 minute break and then 5 minutes.
Yes, yes.
Gradually we can.
And so when you're doing the practice, there's one more pranayam we'll do now after this. We'll do Bhramari pranayam. So how I would recommend you to do the practice on your own is, first you start with stilling yourself. Like just sit, watch your breath for some time, watch your body, all the different parts of the body, become aware of the environment, the sounds. Then you chant Om 3 times, then you start. That is the starting. Then you stand up and do some asanas. Do some stretching, like the 3 asanas that we did: Tadasana, Tiryak Tadasana, and Kati Chakrasana. Very, very powerful, will dynamize your body. Then you either lie down in Shavasana or come seated and start observing the breath, all the different components of the breath first: the nostril, throat, lungs, diaphragm, abdomen. Observe the breath for 5 minutes. Then you do yogic breathing. What we talked about: expand abdomen, expand chest, expand collarbones, hold the breath, then exhale complete. Yogic breathing flexes and expands the capacity of the lungs and prepares you for pranayam. It is not really a pranayam practice, it's a pre pranayam practice. Then you do pranayam, where you do Nadi Shodhana pranayam. 5 minutes of Nadi Shodhana. You can choose however you want. You can do without hold, just simple inhale, exhale is also very, very good. In the beginning, only do that. Don't do hold. Right? Then end with Bhramari pranayam, which is the pranayam we are going to do. So this will be a nice, it can be half an hour, it can be 45 minutes, it can be 15 minutes also. Like the sequence. Still yourself, quickly still yourself, then start doing some movement, do some yogic breathing, Nadi Shodhan, Bhramari. That's the sequence. Alright? I can send you all this short note in the group, or like I can send it to you on WhatsApp. Like self practice, these are the 5 steps.
This will be great.
Sure. Now we will do Bhramari pranayam. Bhramari pranayam is a relaxing pranayam. Okay, it's a super calming pranayam. Bhramari pranayam literally means bumblebee breathing. So, like the sound of the bee makes this vibration sound, right? So, you're going to make that same vibration sound. How should we do Bhramari pranayam? Watch me do this first. Close the flap of the ears. With your thumb, close the flap of the ears and take your 4 fingers and keep them on the skull. Okay, so you should be feeling, close the flap of the ear,
Basically, we are closing here.
closing the ear fully. Like how you will, if you close the ear and don't want to hear, listen to anything, right? Either you can put your fingers into the hole and close, or you can close the flap here and close. Whichever is convenient for you, you can do it. You can use the thumb to close the flap of the ear or close inside.
4 months back, I got ear surgery.
Okay.
The operation was there, and they have told that that's okay, right?
I think that's okay. Do one round and see how you're feeling first. And once you do that, your four fingers should be here, okay? And you're feeling the vibrations in your skull. In your whole face, you're feeling vibrations. You're going to keep your eyes closed. You're going to keep your mouth closed. And you're also going to keep your teeth unclenched. Don't press your teeth together. Leave your jaw unclenched. Okay? And let the tongue touch the upper palate. You're breathing only from the nose, in and out. What you're literally going to do is you're going to take a long, deep breath, then exhale slowly, producing the sound. Watch me do one round first, closing the ears, fingers, closing the eyes, then take a deep breath. So when you're breathing out, you're still breathing only from the nose, the mouth is closed, you're feeling the sound, and those vibrations you're feeling throughout the entire face and the head. Alright? So we'll do 7 rounds together. Any questions? We're okay? Alright. Closing the flap of the ears, 4 fingers on your skull, eyes closed, and let's begin. Once you're done, hands back to Chin Mudra, eyes closed. Notice how you're feeling and how you're breathing after Bhramari Pranayama. Now we'll get ready to conclude the session. Become aware of your body. Notice how your body is feeling. Become aware of your thoughts and emotions. And becoming aware of your breath. Noticing how you're breathing now. Watching every inhalation and every exhalation. Complete awareness on the breath. Now, as you breathe in, take your awareness to the eyebrow center. At the center of the eyebrows, behind the closed eyes, visualize a brightly burning lamp flame. With your awareness focused on this flame, we will chant Om 3 times and the Shanti Mantra. Inhale deeply for Om chanting. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात् Hands to Namaskara. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Now doing palming. Rub your palms and place your warm palms on your closed eyes, feeling the warmth and the energy go from the palms to the eyes. And gently open your eyes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Great. Thank you all for joining. Please let me know if you have more questions, any comments.
Thank you. Thank you for this session.
Thank you,
I
sir.
didn't get your name, good name. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sir, what
Manali.
is your good name? I didn't get your good name.
My name is Karthik Vaidyanathan.
Yeah.
My name is Karthik. So, little background, I've been teaching for the last 4 5 years now. So, I'm trained in the Bihar School of Yoga tradition and Swami Shivananda. So, these are the two traditions I've learned yoga from. I also have learned Advaita Vedanta And so I teach a regular 6:30 a.m. yoga class, which has asana, pranayama, meditation, mantra. It's a normal class for beginners. It's a traditional Hatha yoga class. So I've been doing this pranayama workshop the last few weeks now, uh, because I feel like pranayama is a practice which we don't really focus enough on, and like all the religious texts, everyone points to the breath as the key. Like even Buddha says, if you just focus on your breath, you can attain enlightenment. So which is why I want to bring the focus back to our breath, which is why I'm doing these workshops. I hope all of us have a better awareness of the breath now. Um, and you also have some techniques or practices which you can use to breathe deeply. Deep breaths are really important. Like whenever you can, you have to move from shallow breathing to deep breathing, from non-aware breathing to aware conscious breathing. If these two things, even a little bit, you start practicing, then the outcome of the workshop is kind of achieved. And when you can, if you can create a regular pranayama sadhana, like do these practices, like what we talked about. Still yourself, do some basic movement, get mobility going. Like you can just do Marjari Asana, you can do hand stretch, you can stand up and stretch. If you feel like you can do a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskar, then you get to some breathing practices. Then you do deep breathing, yogic breathing, Nadi Shodhana Pranayam, Bhramari Pranayam. 15 minutes, 20 minutes every day, but you will start seeing a profound effect as you do this regularly. The key thing about yoga is regular practice. Regular practice के बिना कुछ नहीं होगा इसमें. So even if you spend 5 minutes every day, 2 minutes every day, but do this every day, that will give effect. So please do practice the lessons that we did. And let me know if you have any questions, not just now, but even later on, even when you're doing some practices, if you feel anything comes up, you can always WhatsApp me. Yeah.
Like a food, before the food we need to do 2 hours.
Pranayama you should do an empty stomach, or at least 2-3 hours after food. You can have a little bit water, tea, and all is okay, but ideally you should have an empty stomach, because when you're so prana is internal energy, right? When you have food, when your stomach is full, all your prana is focused on digesting the food. Digesting is a heavy duty activity your body has to undertake. So when your stomach is full, you won't be able to breathe much also, because your lungs movement is also contracted. So it is best done empty stomach. Best done in the morning, early morning after you get up. There are 3 times recommended in the Vedic scriptures to do pranayam, 4 times actually. One is early morning at the time of sunrise, Sandhya Kala, or before sunrise in Brahma Muhurta, right? Second is noon time, when the sun is exactly on the top, you can do pranayam. Third is evening, Sandhya Kala again, 6:30 sunset time. And fourth is more like for serious sadhakas, like at exact midnight again. So these are the 4 specific times given for doing pranayam and generic all kinds of yogic practices. So follow this rhythm. Start with doing pranayam once a day. As you are able to do the rhythm, you can start doing twice. You can do morning and evening. And see the effect. The reason why you will also enjoy doing it is when you start seeing some transformation in you. When you start feeling energy levels of your body changing. You're feeling energetic through the day when you do pranayam. That's when you'll be like, okay, pranayam is changing things in me. It's creating some positivity, so let me do this.
And you want to send the structure, right?
I will send this one.
Because it's
Sure.
very difficult to.
Sure. I will send. Okay. Anything else, Parthasarthi ji, Manli ji? Anything you want to add?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for this session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manli ji. Really good having you here. You didn't ask any questions, but I appreciate it.
So you explained everything very elaborately, so naturally there was no doubt.
Great. thank you. Request all of us to please keep up this practice. It's important to practice regularly. I will leave with that. And have a wonderful Sunday, energetic Sunday. And may your breath expand, may your energy expand, and may you gain enlightenment. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat
Thank you.
Sat.
Thank you.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you.
Every morning 6:30 to 7 yoga classes will be there.
Yes, 6:30 to 7:30.